when I moved to London when I was 28, I'd been living in Birmingham where I went to uni. I moved to London, and it was kind of this big, let's embark on a career now. And I'd been doing music, trying to be in a band and have a record label, and spent most of my 20s trying to make it in as a musician. And then I went to London. It took me months and months and months to get a job, and I had all of these interviews where I was like, oh, this could be amazing. And the one that in particular was, I got really close to getting a job at Arena magazine, which is a now defunct kind of classy men's magazine, kind of like GQ. And it was a sub-editor role, so that, you know, the people who write the headlines and check all the facts and make sure all the sentences are nice and concise. And I got really close to getting it. I was in the last two and didn't get it. I didn't get it in the end. And I was just like, oh. After it'd been like 10 months of not working, and I'd done all this extra journalism qualifications and all this stuff, and then to not get it, I was like, oh. It was the closest I got. But then, through, you know, the power of the universe, the guy who didn't give me the role recommended me for this other role, which was working for Channel 4 as on their website as a music journalist. And I was like, well, this is way better than you know, this is right up my street. I've just spent the last 10 years doing music stuff, and now I get paid to do music stuff again. And it was just like such an amazing, because it was direct, like the guy recommended me. It was the same guy who turned me down who then recommended me. So it was like the connection was so pronounced between those things, one of which was a kind of failure, personal failure, and the other one was just opening up this new door. And then, although the other opportunity at the beginning, I think it was only a week, it was 2 weeks cover for someone, and it turned into a 3-year job. And it was just like a 3-year job that I decided to leave when I moved to Australia. But it just kind of shows that we have no idea how things are going to turn out. And I guess I always talk about this with my students, and it's part of our knowledge that talks about how, yeah, evolution is not this clear graph, that gradient that nicely goes up. It's plateau, status quo, dip, higher status quo, dip, higher status quo. And it's easy for us to bury ourselves in those dips and be like, oh no, this is awful, I'm going to pull all the earth down on me and sulk for ages. But it's knowing that, or trusting that there's another rise coming, and keeping our eyes open to see what it might be, and not extending that dip, but knowing that it's a natural thing, and that we can't go plateau, or just straight up. It's just not natural. It's gonna go down. There's gonna be a dip, because things don't end without a dip generally. So it's as I get older, it's knowing that that's how things work, and knowing that for myself, but also being able to help other people, like in a kind of Vedic way, by just pointing out that is the pattern, and to know that there's something more positive coming further ahead, and there's a higher status quo to come.